Good evening. My name is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent Nikken distributor. And this is a product showcase to introduce you to Nikken's technologies. I'm substituting for Barbara Burtucci, who asked me to cover this live program on Zoom and also by phone, and it's one of many calls we have to introduce people to the Nikken Wellness technologies, and also if you're interested to join us as a partner to share the business and to learn more about the technologies. There are a number of different calls, over 20 that go on each week, and this one is normally hosted by Barbara Burtucci, but I am covering for her today, and it's my pleasure to do so. I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of my history and Nikken's history and about the product technologies. So I'm going to bring up some PowerPoint here. Just a moment. And this is about discovering active wellness. Nikken started over 40 years ago with the idea that, based on Asian medicine, that the best thing is to prevent problems in the first place and to help the body heal and maintain itself through active wellness and balance in all areas of life. So this is what we're all about, and this is what we'll be talking about in the next 30 minutes. I discovered Nikken, luckily, almost 19 years ago in 1997, and my original career was as an attorney. I wanted to change the world by making peace, by finding out how to resolve conflicts. And when I had my family, I decided that the best way was supporting healthy families and getting relationships going off to the right start from the start. And that good relationships are built on trust and quality and health for everyone. And by the 1980s, I had taught myself nutrition and became an applied clinical nutritionist. So I was sharing that with all the families I was counseling with, and I've written a number of books on family health and good communication. And when I found Nikken in 97, I was so excited because someone else over there in Japan was developing products for the home to create the ideal wellness environment through bringing natural energy back into our home. So it wasn't just through nutrition that we could get natural health, but through creating a natural environment with the Earth's magnetic energy. And one of the things I always taught families was they had many choices to make every day about what they thought, what they said, and what they did with eating, with exercise, how they related to their family. And as you probably know, our daily choices add up to radical difference for income, health, relationships, happiness, success, and how we relate to our families, how we relate at work, and whether we're truly healthy. So the choices we make every day make the difference between humans being more, which is the actual motto from the beginning of Nikken, or humans under stress being less than our potential could be. And they're lifestyle choices. And it's not big choices about, oh, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, or I'm going to join a fitness club. It's about those daily choices of what am I believing, what am I thinking, what am I saying, and what am I doing? What am I putting into my mouth? What am I sleeping on? What time do I go to bed? And that kind of thing. So these choices make a difference. And today, health is worse than it was when I started Nikken. Stress is even more, especially since the recession, but with the toxins in our environment, poor lifestyle choices, and financial stress, it's an ever-growing problem. And science has proven that stress contributes to more than 70% of the major degenerative conditions that are killing us early: heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, and creating more of the degenerative conditions that disable us and reduce our quality of life, like depression, anxiety, fatigue, allergies, poor sleep patterns, and weight gain. Sleep, of course, is a growing problem. We have a 24/7 society, so of course a certain percentage of people are actually working when their body wants them to be asleep, and that's increasing obesity problems, heart problems, and mental problems. One poor night's sleep for anybody drops your immune system by 30 to 60% immediately. And students have been told to sleep before an exam, because if you're trying to lay down memories, it happens at night. And our immune systems and mental abilities, as well as our hormone balance, all is corrected at night. Our muscles rebuild, as well as our nerves. And it's an epidemic problem on the increase. 70% of people report some health sleep issues. Air and water pollution are rampant, worse than ever. Indoor pollution is now worse than outdoor pollution for most people. 7 million premature deaths are annually linked to air pollution, according to the World Health Organization. And our internal air actually concentrates the toxins in the chemicals that we now use for cleansing, and in our curtains and our rugs, and even our sleepwear and our bedding. And it's an accumulation of positive ions that make it harder to breathe and are more depressing to our mental abilities, to our brain function. Water contamination with the Flint, Michigan issues brought to the fore that a lot of public water is toxic. There's more lead than is supposed to be in there, and a whole lot of other things. 260 contaminants in typical tap water, and bottled water has been identified for thousands of different chemicals, including endocrine interrupters and heavy metals, and actually medications that are unfortunately coming through other people and going downstream into water supplies. People are really looking hard at ways to get safer water. The people who are suffering the most are our children, which is completely unacceptable. This is the first generation where we're actually predicting that they may not live as long as their parents are going to live. And in the past in the U.S., we assumed every generation would live a little longer than their parents did, but that does not look likely with the upcoming generation, mainly because they're suffering so many problems early. 1 out of every adolescent for the statistics from 2011 to 12 were obese and overweight, and they're suffering heart disease, cancer, and diabetes at earlier and earlier ages. Less than half of adolescents are getting their amount of vegetables. Low-income families, of course, have it much worse. They don't have access to health support. They're more exposed to nasty, obese-promoting food products, and they have less access to quality food, food deserts that don't even have live produce available within walking distance. Only 27% of high school children get the recommended activity level, and that's perfectly understandable if they're low in energy because they're obese or overweight or suffering from attention problems or cardiovascular disease or budding diabetes. This is a completely unacceptable situation. These kids are going to have it hard as they grow up, but things are reversible with real high quality approach to wellness. So what is the answer? It's about helping humans being more by being healthy by choice. If we leave it to chance, obviously it's not working well. So we define active wellness as an active process through which people become aware of and make choices towards a more successful existence. And it's not as hard as we think. Everybody says, okay, we got to change our diet, we've got to get more active, and we'll do that tomorrow. It's not that hard. If we change our environment, then our body changes. So that's where Nikken comes in. Nikken started, as I said, 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago in Japan, based on Asian idea of prevention. It's a holistic approach to life. It's the only company in the world that I know that has a comprehensive approach to total wellness based on nature. My first career was as an attorney, and I went into, like I said, family counseling and health. And when I found a company that was based on these 5 pillars of health: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances, all in balance, I thought, this is amazing. As a corporate lawyer, I'd never seen a company that actually had that kind of philosophy. So I loved the idea, especially because we'd given up. I'd given up financial wealth through a high-power law job to focus on my family and on my health and on my relationships. But as you can see, if you think about it, any of these, if any of them suffering, the others start to suffer. You don't have the finances and you're chasing the dollar to try to give your family the life you want, and then you don't have time for the family, your health suffers. In law, it was a very adversarial situation, so the mind, and I wasn't surrounded with positive people all the time, I hate to say it, and many people are stuck in jobs that they feel are not contributing to society, and that's not good for the mind or the body or the family. So you need balance in all these areas, and it really made sense to me. So the technologies are based on creating that ultimate wellness environment in the home. When I started, Nikken's signature technology was magnetics, the Earth's magnetic field. All living things require a magnetic field, and we've distorted it through living indoors with concrete, with electric, with metal, and now with digital and Wi-Fi all around us. So we're distorting and blocking that natural energy that all living things require. So we heal slower, we have more inflammation, we have poor mental balance, and we don't sleep well. And Nikken figured out how to integrate products that rebuilt that technology that were missing from nature. So our sleep system is now in the 4th generation based on magnetic wellness. And then they developed a water system, because when we're fully hydrated, we respond better to natural energy. And the water system is based on PiMag technology out of Asia, which not only purifies the water from all those toxins I described, but balances it alkalinity, the alkalinity and the mineral balance, and then puts it through a magnetic field, just as if it came right out of the ground. Then they developed an air system to create the positive ion, to avoid the positive ions in our homes after the air is purified. And it creates these beneficial negative ions without producing any ozone. And that's a patented technology that does that. Then they added an amazing line of nutritionals that's second to none. And being a nutritionist, I really looked at that hard. And it's pharmaceutical grade. It's as organic as possible, no GMOs. And based on working with the body, not manipulating it. Nothing's megadosed. Everything is formulated in balance using herbs and whole foods, as well as the essential vitamins and minerals that we require. So it's an extraordinary line of products. We basically put them in 3 categories: the nutrition and skincare, environment, rest, and relaxation. Like I said, the nutrition is second to none. If you're watching the video, there's a little box there, osteodens. We work with top researchers around the world, and Dr. Naidu is world famous for his microbiology research, and he developed this special supplement. It's actually a replenishment food combination that replicates the natural lactoferrin molecule that helps build bone and keep the bone metabolizing minerals in and out just the way a baby's bones are built. And that molecule decreases as we age. So this helps supplement and replenish that so that we stay strong and don't lose our mineralization. We don't have to go on these dangerous drugs that have side effects because they stop the movement of minerals. So the bones look okay on a scan, but the body's not getting the minerals it needs. The other thing that's on the picture is our antioxidant juice drink. It's the finest on the market. There's no added water, sugar, preservatives. It is just the exotic organic fruits. It's amazing. It supports all major body systems. And our whole line of nutritionals, I can go on and go on like that. The skincare is eco-certified. It's as natural as you can get on the market and priced at an amazing price. If you compare it with exotic skincare, it's totally affordable. Environment, it's all about environment, creating a wellness environment. I've already talked about the air, and the water does all the things that nature does to purify the water that comes down and sinks into the earth and then comes up again in a wild spring. The light is full spectrum light, LED. It gives extra blue during the day and can be programmed to get rid of the blue so that you relax in the evening at night. The funny little thing you may see on the picture is a shower system, which also creates that pie water, but it also feels fantastic because it creates micro bubbles that actually moisturize the skin and clean it more deeply than any other shower. It's amazing. People don't want to get out of the shower. And then, of course, the signature technology that Nikken started with and is still best known for is in integrating a healthy magnetic field into your life. I'm covered with magnets now. I'm wearing the insoles, which was the very first product of Nikken. I sleep on a magnetic system. I'm wearing a bracelet and a necklace, and Nikken has some very fancy jewelry too, which I'm often wearing. I'm wearing actually Nikken earrings that keep that whole area relaxed. There's a little picture of the sleep system here, and I'm going to let my guests talk about that. And the little square there is the Mag Flex, which is designed for the lower back. And half the country has lower back problems at some time, but it helps keep the body in the right environment. If there's inflammation, it'll cool it down. If there's low circulation, it'll increase circulation because that magnetics helps the body balance itself in any tissue. You can put it on your tummy if you've had indigestion. You can put it on your chest if you have any kind of bronchial issues. Truly amazing to be able to take your own microenvironment with you wherever you go and feel like you're walking in the park, even if you're 17 stories high in a skyscraper. So I'm going to invite my guest, who tonight is my husband, John Rolfe. He's been sharing these products with me from the beginning, and I've been so blessed to have a spouse who really embraced wellness and prevention just the way I did. And so this is my husband, John Rolfe. Unmute yourself, John, and please share with our participants here what you've experienced with the Nikken products. What got you excited from the start? You need to unmute yourself. Let's see, how do I do that? You need to unmute yourself. Did you do that? Okay, good. There you are. Okay, I will stop sharing here. Okay, I think we can hear you now.
Thank you. When we first got involved, there were a lot fewer products. We had the magnetic insoles and the magnetic mattress and the far infrared comforter that as part of the sleep system, and the magnetic pillow. Those were the basic products back then, and some of the that went on special areas. But anyhow, as a child, I had a pretty severe case of asthma and wheezing and short of breath and all those kinds of things. And I grew out of much of it, so that by the time I was in my teens, I had pretty much stopped wheezing. But I still had difficulty breathing as a normal person through my nose. Basically, I breathe through my mouth, and I was a mouth breather, which is kind of noisy, and it's not as good for you because your nose serves a good function of filtering the air and all that. So once we'd gotten these products and started using them, and which we got them just because we were interested in health and wanted to make sure that we would live long and healthy lives together and have in vibrant health. So after using these things for several months, one morning I woke up and I found that I was breathing through my nose, and I hadn't done that. Well, I didn't remember doing that. So I was like shocked and I thought, wow, this is great. And it only lasted a little while, maybe an hour, something like that. But over the next month or so, it got longer. The period of time that I breathed through my nose got longer every day until eventually I was breathing through my nose all the time. And I've been doing that for the last 18 years, I guess. It's been since we started this, and it's really made a huge difference for me in my life, and I'm really happy about it. And it was just using these products. I wasn't really expecting anything, and it just shows the power of what can happen. You don't know the things that you're going to prevent. You don't know the things that you're going to fix. I mean, some people do. I mean, they're trying to fix something specific, but I didn't have anything specific that I realized that I thought I could do anything about. So I was really extremely happy about that. And I've had a lot of other things that I didn't realize were problems until they went away and over the years. And of course, whenever I get an injury of some sort, it heals much faster and all that. So thank you.
Well, thanks. John, I really appreciate it. John's a lawyer like I was, and he likes to check things out and analyze things, so it was really fun. I just embraced it when I saw the products, but he said, well, let's check out the company, and he checked it out. So that was really fun. We've had a great deal of fun helping people, and that's his art you see behind him, so I want to show you that. So, John, can you tell a little bit about how we've enjoyed the products traveling? We do so much traveling. We drive from Pennsylvania to California. We have homes on both coasts because our kids are in both coasts. And can you share that experience?
Well, that's been a dramatic one for me. It used to be that when I was driving any kind of distance, I'd have to take a break after an hour or two, and typically we'd trade off drivers. And when I got out of the car, I'd have to kind of unfold myself because I was kind of stiff and sore, and it was difficult. But once they introduced this magnetic seat, and you can use it on a desk chair or a sofa in front of the TV or in a car. And so we were going on a trip from Philadelphia to Toronto. And as typical, I started driving. And after 2 hours, I stopped and I got out. And I kind of jumped out of the car like I'd just gotten in. I wasn't stiff or sore or anything like usual. I was like, wow, Randy, look at this. Look at me. And wow. So I said, okay, I'll drive the next shift too. And ended up, I drove the whole way. It was, we're 8 to 10 hours. I can't remember exactly, but, and I felt great. And it's really changed my life. Randy thinks it's changed her life too. She thinks I'm not so irritable when I'm in the car. I'm sure I wasn't, but whatever. Anyhow, now, since then, I've driven across the country more than 20 times, something that I would have found much more difficult and would have had to trade off much more. And it's really made a huge difference. So we're able to have this bi-coastal lifestyle and do sightseeing and visit people in between and all that kind of stuff, and really enjoy our life because I'm able to be flexible and not in pain or not be stiff or anything like that. So of course we have gotten a couple of these for each of our cars, and we have them on our desk chairs and in front of our TVs and all that, so that we're always flexible and not stiff and sore. When you see older people who have trouble getting up from a chair and stuff, well, they don't have this. If they did, they wouldn't have so much trouble. But anyhow, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And often we talk to couples, they're like, oh, you're kidding. You're in the car for 10 hours a day crossing the country and with your spouse. But hey, we find it's fun, it's comfortable. We don't get sore and stiff. It's really wonderful. So thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. I appreciate what we do together with this amazing line of technology, and it's unique in the world. So I want to thank you again, and I'm going to share one more slide here. Let's see. There we go. And so it's really about just discover what you can do with these technologies. Nobody knows how good their life can be, how well their body can work, and how good they can feel until they have lived in a wellness home. But start somewhere. Start with the water, start with the installs, start with the sleep system, the nutritionals, whatever strikes your fancy. Become a customer. So go to the person who recommended this call to you. Next week it'll be Barbara Burtucci. My pleasure to substitute for her. And thank you again, John. And if you're interested, if you fall in love with the products, which I hope you will, then you can also learn more about how to make a business out of it, part-time business or full-time business, sharing the products. But the main thing, and my reason for being involved, is to make this a healthier, wealthier family and society and world, so that people get along better and live longer, have better relationships, and have peace. So do continue your investigation of Nikken and get the products. Just get started. That's what it takes, and you'll never know what it can do for you. So thank you for joining tonight, and I'm going to end our recording now. And things are recorded, so you can go to the Royal Alliance and get the recordings.